Somebody wanted me to react to this. The truth about male VTubers. And I was like, all right, bet, you know? Apparently he says some things that are like interesting. And I was like, I think I'm kind of curious to see what he talks about. I've seen videos of this guy like in the past. I think his videos are actually quite nice. He speaks very well. Unlike me, my thoughts are kind of like all over the place. I could never make like a 6-minute, 5-minute concise video the way he's doing. Like I said, I haven't even watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very like well put together. Because I watched his, like another one of his videos, I think even 2 of them, they were both like good, well put together. So I think we'll most likely agree. We'll probably have some kind of differences in opinion, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, let's see what this video's about.
Disgusting.
Oh.
Nah, I'm just kidding. A little while back, 3 years or so, I made a video talking about whether I thought that the male VTuber debuff existed.
I think this might be what I watched.
I've gained a lot of experiences with male VTubers since then. So it felt right to do a follow-up video on whether or not I've changed my mind. In that first video, I said that I thought that there was no male VTuber debuff at the beginner and mid levels of streaming, and possibly only a debuff at the very highest levels. I had that opinion because I noticed that there were many examples of femme VTubers that I thought were outstanding that underperformed. And although I didn't really state it out loud at the time, other examples of male VTubers that I thought had a following way bigger than what their entertainment value merited. Basically, I saw underrated female VTubers and overrated male VTubers, and to me that meant that there was probably no male VTuber debuff.
Okay, I guess this is like in the past. So I guess, you know, maybe he changes his opinion, but that's actually interesting. I wish he, maybe he'll say it in a bit, but I wish he explained why he thought, you know, like some of them were underrated, some of them were overrated. Because I feel like it's the opposite, if anything. Like, I feel like a lot of like the male VTubers that I watch, like some of them are really fucking good. Like Ajon is like insanely fucking talented. Like, you know, like he's really, really creative. He's very talented, you know, but like he does not average anywhere near as much viewers as I believe he should. You know, someone like Izumi as well. I think Izumi is extremely fucking funny. Like, genuinely, like his comedy is fucking great. I think he's so fucking funny. I think there's a lot of people that I think I'm pretty funny as a person. I don't think I'm like the funniest in the world, but I think like I can, you know, I do my own thing. I think Izumi's funnier than me, and I think that's something that like I don't like throw out too like, you know, casually. But again, you know, he also doesn't average as much viewers as I'd expect him to. And on top of that, there's not really that many like big VTubers realistically. There might be like what, like 5 that average over like 1,000, and then like there might be like 20 like indie male VTubers that average like above like 500, and then there's maybe like 50 that average like over 100. But like on the other side, for girls, I feel like there's girls that are popping like left and right. Like I remember I think I did this on stream, but I was going through my Twitch VTuber like, you know, like page or whatever, just like looking through all like the Twitch VTubers, and like I think there was like 1 or 2 guys that averaged above like 500. And then everyone else, I think there might have been like 150 like female VTubers before like another male VTuber would show up. Whenever I do see any male VTuber that kind of does good, I always try to reach out and be their friend, because I'm always like, wow, cool, you know, like another male VTuber. So I think that's interesting. Anyways, let's see what he says.
It was 2021.
Again, it was 2021. Maybe it was
dead
different.
now. What do I think in 2024? I think that there is a debuff, but it's mostly a passive one, not some kind of evil conspiracy out to screw us over.
I would agree with this.
That you have the ability to view perfect information about the current VTuber audience. Completely accurate stats about every single person in the world right now that watches VTuber content at least once a week. I'd be willing to bet a hundo that the total audience tend to skew heavily towards male.
Yeah, I would
about
agree.
70% even.
I'd say even 80,
was
honestly.
introduced to VTubing through various femme VTubers.
Yeah.
Keys and I, etc., etc. This leads to the first thing that I've learned over the last 3 years. Content consumers are very, very picky. A person hops on YouTube to watch your videos or your streams on topic A. It is almost impossible to get them to watch your video that you made about topic B.
Just real quick, this is actually very true. Like, for example, let's just say like the Love and Deuce videos, right? In general. Like, I know people that watch, people will be like, Love and Deuce, like, oh my God, I eat that shit up. Like, I fucking love this content. People are like, I want like a part 2, I want a part 3, a part 4. And I'm like, wow, you know, God bless. But then it's like, if I upload something else, they're like, like, man, you know, people will still watch. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like no one's gonna fucking like care about the next video, but like a large portion of that will, like, for example, I did like that cooking IRL stream, right? I think that one's like at 5K views or something like that, or like I think 4K. But then like the new Love These videos is already like at 4 or 5K, like within like a few hours. It's been like 6 hours since I uploaded. So that is true. So I'm assuming he's probably gonna say the same thing. Is like if people are there to watch like, you know, like female VTubers, they're probably not there to watch male VTubers. You know, it's like if they're there to watch one thing, they're there to watch like that thing and that thing only. Even getting them to like watch other male VTubers is usually kind of tough, because it's like they have like that one person they really like, and it's like that is like the person, and everyone after that is like, all right, if that person's not live, guess I'll check it out, maybe.
only want A from you. Even if they like topic B, they've already got a guy for
Yeah,
topic
that makes
B.
sense.
You're their topic A YouTuber,
I
and
didn't
you're going
actually
to
think
stay
about
that
that.
way. The current VTuber audience as a whole heavily favors
that actually
watching
makes a lot of
femme
sense.
VTubers. That's why they got into the niche, and it's borderline impossible to get them to switch. But it's not because they hate dudes or something.
Yeah.
This is just a general quirk about viewers, content consumers. There's probably even a sizable chunk of VTuber fans that enjoy watching male streamers, but they prefer face cam streamers
Yeah, that's also
and not
true.
VTubers for that. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. People shouldn't be judged about having preferences. Let people like what they like in peace.
I think a lot of people have that problem with like male VTubers where it's like, oh, you know, like no one cares about male VTubers. And it's not that like they don't care. It's just, you know, like I said, they already have like the male streamers that they want to watch. And for VTubers specifically, they want to watch girls. I actually would agree with this. Also, I think a lot of people just don't like work hard enough. Or if they do, it's just they're like, they just need like that lucky push. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I did too much different this year versus like maybe like 4 years ago when I started VTubing. Actually, no, let's say maybe like a year into VTubing. But like, sure, like a lot of the quality is better, but and like, you know, I've like refined some ideas. But for the most part, it just comes from like, you know, like just putting myself out there as much as I can and just hoping something sticks. Like not everything will stick, and like obviously you need money for that shit, but I don't know. I think a lot of people are just like, well, this video bombed, GG, that's it. And it's like, no, like maybe, hey, if this video bombed, try something else. Like don't just do the same thing again and again. That's something I had to learn the hard way, but yeah, I don't know.
So where does that leave us poor homeless VTubers in 2024?
Homeless
Real
VTubers?
talk. If you come into VTubing with the intention of building a viewer base of people who already know and like VTubers, you're gonna have a bad time. I mean, think about it. That means your target audience is someone who already has a favorite VTuber. It's gonna take so much time and energy to convert them over to your camp. Even if you manage to do it, it won't feel good. At least it wouldn't feel good to me. The better mindset is to find someone out there who either has no idea what a VTuber is, or even someone who knows but dislikes VTubers.
Yeah, that's
and
why I think,
make
like,
that person into
posting
your
on socials
fan
makes
because you're
sense.
just that entertaining. That way, that fan will be way more loyal than someone who's already out there in the VTuber space just shopping around, right? It makes sense. Here's another piece of advice. Think of something
I
that you're
agree.
obsessed about, preferably one that doesn't already have a VTuber associated with it, and make funny, entertaining videos and streams about
Scarlett's
that
a
topic.
good example
It
of
could
this.
be a very replayable video game with a small but dedicated audience. The number one mistake that I see new VTubers make is copying the people in the big leagues. They did not get to their size by doing the thing that they're doing right now.
I will say though, there are a lot of people that succeeded by copying other people. I'm sure like that's not what he meant. Like there's a lot of people, it's like they see like, oh hey, this person did this and they popped off. I'm just gonna like repeat that same formula. But then again, I think VTubing is still like fresh enough where like people can still get away with that because there's not too many big content creators just yet. I think there's like enough space where people can like, you know, grow. So like I feel like I've met like a lot of big streamers that were, you know, like that were not big like 2 years ago. You know, like I remember like I think I could like easily count how many of my friends that went from like 100 viewers to like 500 plus, 1,000 plus within like a year. Obviously, I'm not saying they're copying each other, but I know some of them like you know, recycle the formula, but like just change up, which is probably good. Probably the way to go about it. Anyways,
Do a little digging. I bet you they did something very specific.
This is also
like
true.
Getting to Grandmaster in Overwatch or ASMR or something else like that to get to where they are now. You look at them doing variety streaming right now,
Yeah.
but variety streaming is a trap for growing streamers. Hell, even Germa started out making Team Fortress 2 videos.
This- I actually did not
Ludwig
know
was
that.
a Smash Brothers Andy, you know, stuff
didn't
like
know
that,
that
and
either.
so on. I believe that you are an
That explains
interesting
why you like
person
Smash so
and that
much.
other people out there will find you interesting as well. Just play to your strengths and think about what you genuinely enjoy and obsess about, and I guarantee you that there are at least a couple million people out there that would love to hear you yap about it. Oh, one last thing. I said that the male VTuber debuff was mostly a passive one. Mostly. I'm going to be honest with you. There is a tiny but intense group of people out there that seem to really hate
I
male
haven't followed
VTubers.
them yet,
They
I guess.
probably hate on male VTubers more than they actually watch their favorite, which is kind of crazy to me. When I got into this space, I didn't even know that they existed.
Yeah,
I was just
I
a
still
fan,
didn't.
you know, from the OGs of the pre-streaming era to the big corpos of today. Running into them gave me quite a shock because I don't really hang out in the community spaces of my hobbies. I just kind of enjoy it in a vacuum. Anyway, if you're a male VTuber and things are going pretty well, you will probably run into these people eventually.
I guess I'm
do
not doing
think
good
that these
enough.
people represent VTuber fans. I would advise that you ignore them and you keep doing your best to entertain your true fans, the ones that find you interesting. I
Real,
do
yeah.
not think that these haters represent a real male VTuber debuff. So make your space a fun and exciting place and kick out the bad eggs. Don't even feel bad about it. See it as protecting your community.
Yeah.
All right, that's my retrospective on male VTubers. Peace.
I for sure agree with that last part. I think a lot of people tolerate bullshit because they want to keep certain viewers. I know that's how I was before I was a VTuber. I'd be like, oh, this guy's an asshole, but I'm like, let me just joke around with them. And I'm like, you know, hi, yeah, man, bro, I'll just be chilling, man. What's up with you? He's like, yeah, man, you're pretty cool, man. I got banned like in 4 chats calling people bitches. And it's like, why the fuck do I want this person in my goddamn chat? After that, I was like, I remember a lot of people got upset with me when I started laying down the law. And I'm like, nah, bro, either you're fucking nice or you can get the fuck out. And they'd be like, oh, but Phoenixx, you changed, man. You turned into a snowflake. You turned into a liberal. And I was like, bro, listen, man. If being a fucking liberal snowflake means I don't want you fucking cussing out random people in my chat, then I guess I'm a fucking liberal snowflake, bro. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, no, like I said, unless like you want people to be hateful in your community, I would highly suggest just like, you know, go at it a little bit slower and, you know, just meet the right people until like you finally get to wherever you want. You know, there are people that have like toxic ass communities and then like manage to pivot, but usually that's not the case. But yeah, no, I think he's made good points. I don't really think there's anything I would disagree with in general. I think he's like, I think he speaks very efficiently, if you will. Anyways, yeah, that's my reaction to that.